Okay, I know what you're thinking. Braiding is for 8-year-old girls. And you're not wrong. But give me a few minutes and I'll tell you why this is a must-have skill for any crafter. Hi, hello, and welcome. If you're new here, my name is Rain. This is my craft channel. Why don't you hit that subscription button and you'll be sure never to miss a craft, which I try to release a different one each week. But for those that have been around a while, you know the drill. I show you what I'm crafting while I talk a load of rubbish over the top. Let's get into it. This week I wanted to go over some simple braiding techniques which can be used in so many different ways. Now, today I've made lanyards, bracelets and keychains out of them, but in the past I have used them in other crafts to make things like rope ladders. So come along and let's show you how it's done. You're going to need some string. I'm using nylon in different colours here, but if all you've got is brown string, we can use that too. So, there's only two methods that we need to go over. That's flat braiding and spiral braiding. I'm sure there's a better way of tying off two pieces of string here, but you get the idea. I'm using a pink and yellow string in the hopes that you'll be able to follow along a little bit easier, following the colours as I cross them over and explain how I make each style of braiding. I'm going to start off with the flat braiding method. So what the basic idea is here, I'm taking the pink string over the black from the right, bringing the yellow string under that pink string and through that little hoop. Pull tight. Now in order to keep this flat, we need to bring the other pink string that we've just pushed back over, swap it back over to the right, yellow string under, through the hoop and pull tight. Now in order to keep this braid nice and flat, we're going to want to snake that pink string all the way down, making sure that it's always on the top. So it's right pink string over, yellow string under, pull and repeat. Pink string from the left over to the right, and as you can see on the back, it will create a flat yellow pattern. See, it's as easy as that. Now let's move on to the spiral braid. Now in order to make those coloured threads twist around that black one, it's quite straightforward. We just want to keep taking the string that is on the right and moving it to the left. Pull tight and just keep going. We take the string that is on the right, turn it over to the left, the yellow string goes under, through, pull tight. If you keep doing it this method, you'll have a nice, neat, tight spiral. And if you just keep repeating that, you can start to see the spiral coming together. Now I've slowed this bit down just so you can see what I'm doing with my hands, and hopefully it's a little bit easier to follow along. Now, some of you are going to be thinking, Rain, this is just friendship bracelet making. I did this when I was a kid. You're probably right, but I'm here to remind you to get this talent out the dusty closet it's been sitting in and bring it into some of the crafts that you're making at the moment. Or simply make some lanyards, keychains, or bracelets like I have done so today. I do plan on making some other projects using this style but with thicker ropes in the future, so keep an eye out for that. And here you can see the two different styles of braiding. First the flat, followed by the spiral. I'd used the two colours so it was a little bit easier to understand, but now you got that down and you know what we're doing, let's get into making the actual lanyards. Now, for the centre string, the black one, I've used a long piece of nylon and I've doubled it over. Remember, this has got to be long enough to go around your neck twice, effectively, and then obviously it's going to hold a badge or hand sanitizer, whatever you choose to hang off of the lanyard. I'm using a flat braid to start with, and here I'm just adding beads as I go along. This is where really your creativity can come into play. These can be any colours that you want, favourite colours if you like, but I'm just simply doing a braid in between, then a bead, bring the strings around the side of the bead and carry on down. Now, this is pretty straightforward stuff, and to be honest with you, you probably don't need to hear my voice whining over the top of this video. So, I'm going to shut up for a little while, we're going to fast forward this, and together we can watch as my craft gremlins birth this lanyard into existence. And there you have it, a complete lanyard. Now I've finished this one off with a few star beads, and I simply wrapped the 2 black strings that we've been working down around the bottom of that clip I got, and simply done a flat braid over the top of it. I might be able to show you a bit later on how that's done, so it's a little bit clearer. But I do work in a job where I have to wear a lanyard, so one year I made a few of these for some of my work colleagues. They absolutely loved them and still wear them to this day. So they're always a great little present to give if you don't know what to give somebody. Onto the bracelets. And as you can see, I've used 3 different neon nylon strings here and some moonstone beads that I had. Love these neon colours with the moonstone, and these are great for the summertime. So I'm going to shut up again, and we're going to get to the end of making these lovely moonstone bracelets. Right, let's turn this into a bracelet. When you're happy with the length that you've got, I simply take another piece of nylon string, put the 2 ends of the bracelet through it, and we're going to create a flat braid all the way down. Now I do this about 10 times across, so I know that it's strong enough. I pull tight, and then once that's done, I will cut the ends of the string, burn them just to seal the nylon in, and then you've got a bracelet. Now as for the ends of the bracelet, the bits of nylon that are hanging down, I tie a nice little tiny bead around those, but if you don't have a tiny bead, a big knot would do, and you will have yourself a complete little bracelet. And just in case I wasn't clear enough, you can see here how I open and close the bracelet. They're quite easy to put on yourself by pulling those strings, and as I said before, I love these colours with these moonstone beads, but you can make them in any style that suits you. They look fabulous in the sun, don't they? And of course, being neon means they glow under UV light. Now let's move on to the final part of keychain making. Now these little keychains are so useful. I use them for so many different things. I've got some attached to my ear pods, which I will show you a bit later on. And I use them for my actual keys, and again, great little presents. Now this one I've done in a black nylon. That's simply for any of my friends out there that don't like those garish rainbow colours we used before and prefer something a little bit more subtle. Some would say classy. But as you can see, I'm just using flat and spiral braid on this one with some silver beads, and with this it's pretty much like the lanyard but on a smaller scale, so you're really just doing the same sort of thing at the end there, just to tie it off. Now if you don't want to loop, you can keep these just on a flat braid as it is there, and it will be a perfectly good keychain to give, and also another little great present if you're short on time, you don't have time to make those lanyards or even the bracelets. These little keychains can be made within 20 minutes easy. And the same as I did with the lanyard, once I was happy with my length, I got to the end, tied it around a little black clip, sealed it off with another flat knot across the top, and then I just cut as close to those knots as possible and just tidy it all up with a lighter. I know it seems a little bit scary, but trust the process. It will seal all that nylon in and make sure you've got a nice little keychain. And there you can see it hanging off my earpods. And there you have it. 3 projects made using 2 simple techniques. Now you often hear me talk about my craft gremlins. When I say that, I'm just referring to all those little voices in your head that say, craft this, craft that, make this, make that, change it, do it in this style. What if we tried it this way? Those little voices I refer to as my craft gremlins. And this week, they seem satisfied. They like this repetitive style of crafting, things that are done going over and over again. It's kept them quiet. Here you can see I've used the lanyard style, but I've kept both ends open, and I simply use this for my Nintendo case. Now if you have made it this far in the video, thank you for watching, And if you haven't hit that subscription button yet, why not? But as always, I have been Rain, you have been fabulous, and I hope to catch you again soon. Bye bye.